And for those of us who work on the computer all the time, myself included, I'm constantly needing to manage that geopathic stress because it's disrupting my internal signaling that my body relies on for everything to work properly. But then there's all sorts of other stressors like fungal stressors and mycotoxins, which are types of mold. There might be bacteria or viruses. Emotional toxicity certainly is a factor, but what I tend to find is that the emotional issues, if you will, are kind of like what you mentioned earlier, either the feather or the straw that broke the camel's back. And basically, the emotional toxicity adds to toxicity that's already going on in your body, and then it's just more than your system can handle.
So let's talk about a type that I'm not as familiar with. Let's go with this, what our cell phones and computers do to us,
Yeah.
because as executive women, we're not getting away from those things. They go with us everywhere, right? And so I only know two things, which is grounding and red light therapy to help reduce those and getting away from it. Is
Yeah.
there other ways to deal with that?
So one of the things that I do whenever possible is to turn my devices on airplane mode. That definitely helps. So if you don't have the need for your phone or your iPad to be receiving data right now, turn it on airplane mode. If you can, turn your Wi-Fi off at night so that when you're sleeping, at least your body can get like sound sleep. Our systems. So imagine that that you have a dog. I had a dog many years ago, and he was like such a great dog that I never had the heart to replace him because no no
Can't
canine
match.
no canine friend could come close to Duncan.
Yeah,
So but Duncan heard things I didn't hear, right?
right.
So, we have all these frequencies that our body is picking up on, and we don't have to see them, we don't have to hear them. We have all these really subtle internal signals that our internal systems rely on. And I have a specialization in using microcurrent. And in one of my training classes, the guy that led it had pulled together a bunch of research related to differentiating between the good microcurrent and the toxic current, right? And they had actually done research that had shown that when our body is forced to essentially deal with the frequencies coming out of a cell phone, and this was a while ago before the cell phone signals were as strong as they are now, but it changes the coagulation of your blood. Literally, they can see it on the under the microscope. And then when we introduce the healing frequencies, essentially, all that gets cleaned up. But it's really, um, you know,
So is
as
that
you
the best way to get rid of it, is with healing frequencies?
well, that's the quickest way.
Oh, I love that. That is
Yeah,
good. That is a good
yeah.
clarification.
That's our bodies are self-healing mechanisms. So
Yes, they are.
as long as we're not bombarding ourselves constantly, our body will clean that up, right? But